Hello everybody, and welcome to the Quilter's Apothecary. Today I want to take a minute and talk about something that we as surface quilters do not like, and that is ruler slippage. It's that horrible thing when you're using a circle ruler and you have it down on your quilt top and you're going around with your quilting machine, and the next thing you know it shifts and you've got to rip that circle out. There are a lot of items out on the market to eliminate that slippage. I don't like all of them. I only like a few of them. And let me show you a few of the things that I prefer to use on my client quilts. When I refer to ruler slippage, what I'm talking about, and I'll show you here on our Quilter's Apothecary circle that has a leverage handle, it's going to hold that a lot more steady than most of the rulers. But one of the things is when you lock your stitches, you can still have just a smidge of the slippage. So one of my favorite ways to deal with it is a product that we carry on our website called Ruler Magic. Now how I use this is I shake it before I use it. I then tip the ruler over, and then I take a little bit on my finger. They say to use a paper towel. I tend to just use my finger, and I'm going to put a little bit on here. Now you'll see that it shows up white right now, but when it dries, it actually dries clear, and it makes it a little bit tacky so that when I am on a ruler, I no longer get ruler slippage. So I'm going to put this on here, and then it takes probably about 3 or 4 minutes to dry clear. And of course that's going to depend on the environment. So I'm going to set this aside, and then we're going to show how this makes it not slip. Okay, so now I've let this dry for about 10 minutes, and as you can see it actually dried clear, and that is of course using the Ruler Magic. And now when I turn that over, it's got that nice gripping action for the bottom of the ruler against the fabric. So now again, when I lock my stitches, there's not going to be any shift. And sometimes I like this on the back of my curved rulers if I'm doing curved crosshatch and I don't want to have the slipping. I definitely like to use this product as well as the next product I'm going to show you if I'm doing sit-down quilting on the back of the rulers. I definitely prefer that better than those sandpaper tabs or the plastic that you apply to the ruler, which can change the height of the ruler. Now, when it's time to clean the Ruler Magic off the back of your ruler, you can use some nice warm to hot water on the back of the ruler, and that's going to remove this, and then dry it, of course. If there's any residue left from the water and the product, then go ahead and just use a little bit of Dawn dishwashing liquid, which is a favorite here at the quilting studio and any quilting studio, to get rid of the residue, and then you can start from scratch with a brand new, fresh, clean ruler. The second way that I like to handle the ruler slippage is with our wonderful spray. It's the 620 adhesive. And we're going to take this outside, and I'm going to show you exactly how I spray the back of the ruler. And I always want to make sure to spray it outside. So let's go outside. Okay, so now we have our spray. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray the back of our ruler. I always want to make sure to spray it outside. Now I also, because it's an adhesive, want to make sure to clear the nozzle. So I tip it upside down and I just give it a little spray. You'll know it needs clearing if it comes out in a stream. You don't want to spray that on your ruler. So now my nozzle is clear because you can see it coming out in a wide spray. So now when I spray this, I don't spray directly right on the ruler. I actually want to do a side spray because a direct spray would be too much spray. So now I'll just do this and just let some of the side spray hit the ruler, and it doesn't take that much. Now I wave this for about 30 seconds, and now I can take it over to my material, and when I put it on the material, it's going to be nice and tacky, but yet the sticky stuff that's here stays on the ruler. It's not going to transfer to the fabric. Now we have the circle that has the 620 adhesive sprayed on it. And now we can utilize this, and notice once I put it down, it stays nice and firm. So when I lock these stitches over here and I quilt around and come around, there's not going to be any slippage. It's going to stay completely stable all the way around. And again, that's one of the reasons I love the 620. And then when I pull it away and I feel this, now this is a lovely black flannel, there is no residue left whatsoever. Now, the other thing that I do love about the 620, and it's kind of an added bonus, if you do any applique, what I did was I sprayed the back of this on a piece of poster board. I took it outside, I sprayed the back, and now I can take it, and if I were to applique it, and I like to do hand applique, when I put this down and find the spot on my project that I would want to applique that to, I just simply press gently, and it's going to stay there. I no longer have to hand base the edges of this as it goes around. And now this is there. If I want to reposition it, I very simply lift it, and again, no residue, and I might put it somewhere else. So wherever I put it, I can just seal it down again, and that's going to last wonderfully while I go ahead and I do my applique stitches. Now with the ruler, as we did this ruler is going to stay nice and tacky. If I'm doing a quilt job where I'm going to be using this for a few days, this will usually last me anywhere from 1 to 5 days. And it depends on how much I'm actually going to start sliding it around. Now, when I want to clean the 620 off, what I do is I simply grab a product like WD-40, Goof Off, whatever type of product like that you may want to try. I use WD-40. I spray the back, and then I let it set, and I do that probably about once every 6 months, because then it starts to get a little bit opaque and I can't see through the ruler, and there you go. So that's how often I tend to clean up the back of my rulers. So I'll spray, I'll let it set for about 4 or 5 minutes, and then I use one of the Scotch non-scratch little scrubby pads, and I just scrub it a little bit in warm water. It comes right off. Now, a little bit of the residue from the WD-40 is still on there, and that's when I'll grab my Dawn dishwashing liquid, and I'll actually wash the ruler with Dawn dishwashing liquid, and that's going to get rid of any of the residue from the WD-40 or the Goof Off or the Goo Gone type of products. Now, with this wonderful 620 adhesive, the one thing that I also want to add is that when you see us at shows and booths or at a teaching event, that's when you want to purchase this. We can't ship this through the mail. Well, we could actually ship it through the mail, but it costs probably twice the amount of the can of product to ship it. So we always tell people, when you see us at a show, that's when you can grab it. That way you don't have to pay the shipping for any type of the adhesive products through the mail. Okay, so there you have it. There are 2 fantastic ways to deal with ruler slippage. And again, whether you use the Ruler Magic or the 620 adhesive, you're going to love it. It's wonderful. You know, we love our rulers, and any way that can make them more user-friendly and easier to use makes us all very, very happy. Have an amazing day. Know you're loved, and take care of each other. And again, we will see you down the road.